Hey there, psychgoers. Welcome back. Have you ever heard of the movie Forrest Gump? In the film, an adult Forrest is recounting stories from his childhood to a random stranger sitting next to him on a bus. One day, he was playing near a riverbank and he saw a box with a lightning bolt painted on it. He didn't understand what it was, so he took it home to show his mother. She told him it was a treasure box. And every time he looked at it, he imagined all the wonderful things he could put inside. But one day his mother died, and he was so heartbroken that he threw the box into the river. When he went to retrieve it, it had vanished. The current had taken it away. As we grow older, it seems like our ability to find magic in everyday things gets lost. We get sucked into adulthood and its responsibilities. And sometimes we even forget how to dream. It's easy to get cynical when everything feels like it's failed to live up to expectations. But we've all heard sayings like, never lose your childlike wonder, for a reason. Remembering who we were as children can be a source of strength and inspiration. There are 4 stages of losing your innocence, according to psychologists. Which one do you think you're in? No. 1, the world is my oyster. Have you ever felt like a kid in a candy store, overwhelmed by all the possibilities that life has to offer? This is the stage of childhood when the world is full of magic and anything is possible. You haven't yet developed a strong sense of self and identity, but you're eager to explore and learn about the world around you. You soak up everything like a sponge, curious and excited about everything. As you grow up, you realize that life isn't always fair and that bad things happen to good people. Your parents might shield you from some of this harshness, but you still hear about wars and tragedies in the news. This is when your innocence begins to slip away. Even though you don't really understand what these bad things mean, you know that the world is more complicated than you once thought. According to Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development, this stage typically occurs between the ages of 2 and 7 years old. It's during this time that children develop animism, the belief that inanimate objects have human characteristics, and they struggle with the idea of other people having different perspectives than their own. As you move out of this stage, you begin to see the world in a more realistic light and understand that other people aren't always thinking about you. No. 2, don't believe everything. During the second stage of losing your innocence, you become aware that not everyone is honest or trustworthy. You start to question what people say and think about how others might be reacting differently than you expect. It can be confusing, but it also helps you grow emotionally and socially. For example, you might hear a grown-up say something that doesn't make sense, or you might overhear a conversation that makes you wonder why people are being secretive. All of these experiences help you become more independent and self-sufficient, but they also take away some of your naivety. According to Piaget's theory of cognitive development, this stage usually happens between the ages of 7 and 11. Children in this age range begin to think logically, but they still tend to think from their own perspective. They can understand that other people have different viewpoints, but they don't always consider those viewpoints to be valid. You might remember a time when you were this age and someone lied to you. It hurt and you felt betrayed. That's when you learn that not everyone has your best interests at heart. From that point on, you started to question everything and you became more careful about who you trusted. Number 3, the dark side of reality. As you get older, you start to notice that some things in the world aren't right. People might be treated unfairly just because of who they are or where they come from. You realize that the world isn't always fair and you feel angry and upset about it. But at this point, you have the power to make a difference. You can use your voice to stand up for what's right and fight for change. You can challenge the status quo and work to create a better world for everyone. This is when you start to lose your innocence. Once you become aware of the dark side of reality, you can't go back to the way things were before. But if you choose to fight for justice and equality, you can help make the world a better place. This stage generally occurs during adolescence when young people are becoming more aware of social issues and the rights of others. According to psychologist Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development, adolescents are typically in the conventional level of morality, which means they begin to see things from the perspective of society as a whole. They want to uphold laws and rules and maintain order in the community. It's during this stage that you start to understand the complexities of right and wrong. You might face moral dilemmas that challenge your beliefs and force you to choose between different courses of action. For example, you might witness bullying or discrimination and have to decide whether to speak up or stay silent. These experiences can be difficult, but they can also be a catalyst for personal growth. By standing up for what's right, you can become a force for good in the world and help create a brighter future for everyone. And no, 4, acceptance and understanding. The final stage of losing your innocence comes when you fully accept the complexities of the world and the realities of life. You understand that there is no black and white, that good and evil exist in shades of gray. You've experienced both the beauty and the ugliness of life, and you've come to terms with it. You've come to terms with the fact that the world isn't perfect. It's messy and complicated. But instead of being overwhelmed by it, you choose to embrace it. You understand that life isn't fair and that bad things happen to good people. But you also know that there is beauty in the world and that there is hope for the future. You've learned to accept the imperfections of life and to appreciate the good things while also working to make the world a better place. Psychologist Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development suggests that adults typically reach this stage of acceptance and understanding around the age of 65 or older. This is known as the ego integrity versus despair stage. It is during this time of life when people look back on their lives and either feel a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment or regret and bitterness. However, reaching this stage of innocence loss doesn't necessarily mean you're at the end of your life. It simply means that you have come to terms with the realities of existence. You understand that there is suffering in the world and that it will never be perfect. But you also recognize that there is beauty and goodness to be found. You have learned to accept the imperfections of life and to appreciate the good things while also working to make the world a better place. Do you feel like you've lost your innocence? If so, what do you think caused it? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with others. We'd love to have you back for the next one. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.